Welcome to Ian Cinema, your destination for endless entertainment and unforgettable movie moments. Discover exciting films, inspiring stories, and cinematic journeys across every genre. Whether you love action, drama, thrillers, or timeless favorites, there's always something waiting for you here. Sit back, enjoy the experience, and let Ian Cinema bring the magic of movies to your screen. In this video, we'll take a deep dive into One Piece Season 2. We'll discuss the storyline, provide a plot summary, explore the main cast and characters, and take a look at the show's production and expected performance. Finally, we'll share our review and personal thoughts. So, let's get started. After a 3-year wait, it's finally time to set sail once again aboard the Going Merry, as One Piece Season 2 is finally on the horizon. Despite the mixed reputation of Netflix's previous live-action anime adaptations, One Piece completely exceeded expectations when it premiered in 2023. Its faithful and entertaining adaptation of Eiichiro Oda's beloved fantasy manga won over both longtime fans and newcomers alike. Even viewers who had never followed the series quickly became dedicated fans as Monkey D. Luffy continued his unforgettable journey to find the legendary treasure. Season 2 dives deeper into the world of pirates, beginning with the legendary Gol D. Rogers' public trial and execution. Before his death, the infamous Pirate King revealed that he had hidden his enormous fortune, the One Piece, in a single location, inviting anyone brave enough to search for it. His final words sparked the great age of piracy, inspiring countless adventurers to chase their dreams across the seas. Among them is the cheerful and fearless Monkey D. Luffy, a young pirate blessed with incredible rubber-like abilities. After eating a mysterious devil fruit, Luffy dreams of finding the One Piece and becoming the undisputed king of the pirates. As his adventure continues, Luffy builds a loyal crew by joining forces with the skilled navigator Nami, the powerful swordsman Zoro, the talented marksman Usopp, and the passionate chef Sanji. Together, they face dangerous rivals, powerful enemies, and countless challenges while being relentlessly pursued by the Marines, led by Vice Admiral Monkey D. Garp, who also happens to be Luffy's grandfather. By the end of One Piece Season 1, Luffy had officially earned his first bounty, marking his rise as a recognized pirate alongside his growing crew. Now, Season 2 promises even bigger adventures, stronger enemies, and exciting new destinations as the Straw Hat Pirates continue their epic quest for the legendary One Piece. After defeating Arlong and earning his first bounty, Monkey D. Luffy sets sail for the Grand Line in search of the legendary treasure known as the One Piece. The ending of Season 1 also hinted at new dangers ahead, including the introduction of Smoker, the relentless Marine captain who burns Luffy's wanted poster, and the mysterious criminal organization Baroque Works, which will become one of the Straw Hat's greatest threats. One Piece Season 2 will take the Straw Hat Pirates deeper into the Grand Line, adapting the opening chapters of the beloved Alabasta saga from Eiichiro Oda's iconic manga. The 8-episode season begins by continuing the Loguetown arc, where Luffy returns to the town where the Pirate King, Gol D. Rogers, made his legendary final declaration. As the crew prepares for the next stage of their journey aboard the Going Merry, they encounter both familiar faces and dangerous new enemies before finally entering the Grand Line. Their adventure continues through Reverse Mountain, where they navigate the treacherous entrance to the Grand Line, followed by a visit to the mysterious Whisky Peak. The crew will also travel to Little Garden and Drum Island, where they search for a doctor to help one of their injured friends. These story arcs introduce unforgettable characters while expanding the world of One Piece and raising the stakes for the Straw Hats. Season 2 promises to remain faithful to its source material while bringing the manga's most memorable moments to life in live action. Fans can expect larger adventures, emotional character development, breathtaking locations, and thrilling action sequences as the crew grows stronger together. The new season also welcomes the highly anticipated debut of Tony Chopper, the lovable reindeer who gained human abilities after eating a devil fruit, rejected by both humans and animals. Chopper studies medicine under Dr. Hiroyuki and Dr. Kira on Drum Island, hoping to become a doctor who can help anyone in need. The character will be brought to life through advanced visual effects and performance capture, making one of the series' most beloved characters a major addition to the cast. Another major storyline introduces Baroque Works, a powerful criminal organization secretly led by the warlord Crocodile. The organization features a deadly lineup of agents, including Miss All Sunday, Miss Valentine, Mr. 3, Mr. 5, Mr. 9, Miss Wednesday, and Miss Golden Week. Baroque Works will serve as the primary threat throughout Season 2 and continue to play a significant role in the story moving into Season 3. Meanwhile, Marine Captain Smoker and his loyal second-in-command Tashiga make their live-action debut, relentlessly pursuing Luffy across the seas. Their arrival adds another layer of tension as the Straw Hats face danger from both ruthless pirates and determined marines. Netflix has already shown great confidence in the series following the overwhelming success of the first season, with Crocodile's introduction setting the stage for the Alabasta conflict. Season 3 is expected to fully adapt the climactic chapters of the Alabasta saga. Several additional cast members have also been announced, further expanding the world of One Piece and bringing more fan-favorite characters into the live-action adaptation. One Piece Season 2 premieres on Netflix on March 10. After the remarkable success of its debut season, the series has quickly become one of Netflix's biggest fantasy franchises, and anticipation for the next chapter is higher than ever. Fans will once again join Luffy, Zoro, Nami, Usopp, and Sanji as they finally enter the Grand Line in pursuit of the legendary One Piece. The season carries the subtitle Into the Grand Line, reflecting the beginning of a much larger adventure filled with new allies, dangerous enemies, and unforgettable locations. The first season received widespread praise from both critics and audiences, earning an 86% critics score and an impressive 95% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Building on that success, Season 2 aims to deliver even bigger action, stronger emotional moments, and a faithful adaptation of one of the manga's most celebrated story arcs. All episodes of One Piece Season 2 will be available to stream on Netflix beginning at 12 a.m. Pacific Time, PT, on March 10th. With a Netflix subscription required to watch, the series will launch simultaneously worldwide, allowing fans across different time zones to start the adventure at the same moment. If you have been waiting to return to the world of the Straw Hat Pirates, the wait is almost over. The Grand Line awaits, and Luffy's greatest adventure has only just begun. One Piece fans can look forward to an exciting new chapter when Season 2 premieres on Tuesday, March 10, 2026, with all 8 episodes releasing simultaneously on Netflix. Like the first season, each episode is expected to run between 40 and 60 minutes, making it perfect for a binge watch. Season 2 will adapt several beloved story arcs from Eiichiro Oda's manga, including Reverse Mountain, Whisky Peak, Little Garden, and Drum Island. These adventures take the Straw Hat Pirates into the legendary Grand Line, where even greater dangers, unforgettable allies, and powerful new enemies await. According to Netflix's official synopsis, One Piece returns for Season 2, sending Luffy and the Straw Hat Pirates deeper into the Grand Line, where they will face their fiercest adversaries yet while discovering incredible new worlds filled with danger, mystery, and adventure. The first episode is titled The Beginning of the End. Other reported episode titles include The Whale Hunting, Whiskey Business, Big Trouble in Little Garden, Wax On, Wax Off, Nami Dearest, Ranger's Shame, and Dearly Beloved in the Drum Kingdom. While these titles have appeared through industry listings, the official episode order has not yet been confirmed. Following the massive success of Season 1, which debuted on August 31, 2023, Netflix quickly renewed the series for a second season just 2 weeks after its premiere. The live-action adaptation exceeded expectations by faithfully bringing Eiichiro Oda's world to life, earning both critical acclaim and strong viewership around the globe. The story follows Monkey D. Luffy, a cheerful young pirate whose body gained extraordinary rubber-like abilities after eating a devil fruit, alongside his loyal crew while the Straw Hat Pirate as Luffy sets sail across the seas in search of the legendary treasure known as the One Piece, left behind by the Pirate King, Gol D. Roger. Season 2 continues the epic journey as the crew finally enters the Grand Line, the world's most dangerous and unpredictable ocean. Along the way, they will visit iconic locations from the manga, including Reverse Mountain, Whisky Peak, Little Garden, and Drum Island, bringing some of the series' most memorable adventures to live action. The new season is expected to adapt roughly the next 60 chapters of the manga, introducing several fan-favorite characters who have yet to appear in the series. Among the most anticipated newcomers is Tony Chopper, the beloved reindeer doctor who eventually becomes one of the Straw Hat Pirates. Even before Season 2 premiered, Netflix had already demonstrated its confidence in the franchise by renewing One Piece for a third season in August 2025. This early renewal reflects the streaming giant's commitment to expanding one of its most successful live-action adaptations. Just like Season 1, all 8 episodes of Season 2 will be released on the same day, allowing fans to enjoy the entire adventure at their own pace, whether they binge-watch the series immediately or save it for the weekend. The season opens with the beginning of the end, written by Matt Owens and Joe Trach and directed by returning filmmaker Emma Sullivan, who previously directed episodes 3 and 4 of Season 1. Sullivan also returns to direct the second episode, ensuring continuity in the show's visual style and storytelling. Production updates have also generated excitement among fans. Cast members have shared behind-the-scenes photos during filming, including Mackenyu, who plays Romero Zoro, posting cheerful images alongside series lead Iñaki Godoy, offering fans a glimpse of the cast's enthusiasm as production progressed. Season 2 will also introduce a host of memorable new villains and allies from the manga. Among them are members of the secret criminal organization Baroque Works, including Mr. 5, Miss Valentine, Mr. 3, Miss Golden Week, and several other colorful characters who will play major roles in the Straw Hats' next adventure. With larger-scale action, iconic locations, beloved new characters, and even higher stakes, One Piece Season 2 promises to expand the world of the live-action series while staying true to the spirit of Eiichiro Oda's legendary manga. Although John Curtis' departure was disappointing, there's still plenty to be excited about as new cast members join the action-packed world of One Piece. While the wait may feel long, there is a silver lining as Season 2 is shaping up to be an even bigger adventure. So, what do we know about One Piece Season 2 so far? Here's everything you need to know. The first major update came from Deadline, which reported that One Piece, along with several other highly anticipated Netflix series, would not return in 2024. However, the good news is that Season 2 is officially in production. Netflix confirmed the news in early July 2024 with a fun video posted on the show's official Instagram account. In the clip, the cast jokingly asks Siri for directions to South Africa, and Siri replies with directions to the Grand Line. The Straw Hat crew then reunites aboard the Going Merry, with Jacob Romero confirming they were heading back to Cape Town to begin filming Season 2. The post was captioned, "It's happening. Day 1 of our Season 2 adventure. There's no better day aboard the Going Merry." The excitement continued the following day when Netflix shared another post featuring the Season 2 script with the caption, "Dreams on these pages are about to become reality. We're gearing up for a grand adventure ahead." Season 1 began filming in January 2022 and wrapped production in August of the same year. After an extensive post-production process, the series finally premiered in 2023. While Season 2's visual effects and editing are not expected to take quite as long, the show's massive world building still requires significant work. As a result, a late 2025 release, possibly during the holiday season, remains the most likely window. Netflix also used its September 2024 Geeked Week event to reveal several new cast members. Fans were introduced to actors playing Mr. Zero, Crocodile, and Miss All Sunday, Nico Robin, with Netflix teasing that even bigger secrets and greater adventures are on the horizon. One of the newly announced cast members shared their excitement on Instagram, saying they felt incredibly grateful to join the series and thanked the creators for trusting them with such an iconic role. Unfortunately, not every casting plan worked out. Actress Katie Sagal, who had originally been cast as Dr. Kira, had to leave the project due to scheduling conflicts. Tomorrow Studios president Becky Clements explained that Sagal loved the series and genuinely wanted to be part of it. But her busy schedule, including commitments to multiple films and television projects, made it impossible for the production timelines to align. Even with that setback, fans can still expect the return of the beloved Straw Hat Pirates. The core crew will once again sail together, and one of the most anticipated additions has already been confirmed: Tony Chopper. Although Chopper's appearance in Season 2 has been officially announced, the actor providing the voice and performance has yet to be revealed. Several new villains will also make their live-action debut, including Mr. 3, a former officer agent of Baroque Works who possesses the wax fruit, allowing him to create and manipulate wax into powerful weapons and structures. Additional newcomers include Smoker, Tashige, and many other important characters from the Grand Line saga. Of course, familiar enemies are expected to return as well. Buggy the Clown has already been confirmed for Season 2, meaning fans can expect even more of his unpredictable and chaotic antics. There's also a possibility that characters such as Captain Elvita could return as the story continues. Actor McKinley Belcher III, who plays Arlong, has expressed his enthusiasm about returning if the opportunity arises. In an interview, he revealed that he remains in contact with the show's producers and hopes the series continues long enough for him to appear again. However, because Season 2 shifts its focus toward the Grand Line and the Baroque Works storyline, Arlong is not expected to play a major role in the upcoming season. Several important figures from Luffy's past and future will continue to shape the story, including Monkey D. Dragon, Vice Admiral Garp, and other powerful Marines. Garp's pursuit of Luffy is expected to become even more significant as the series progresses. Showrunner Matt Owens has emphasized that Garp will remain a major character moving forward. He explained that although viewers now know Garp is Luffy's grandfather, the relationship creates even greater emotional and dramatic tension because Garp is also one of the Marines' strongest and most determined leaders. Owens also teased that many exciting new characters are on the way, giving longtime manga readers plenty to look forward to while introducing newcomers to the rich world of One Piece. With more than 1,000 manga chapters, Eiichiro Oda's legendary series offers endless material for Netflix to adapt. Season 2 is expected to include numerous references, hidden details, and Easter eggs that longtime fans will instantly recognize. One particularly important reference involves God Valley, one of the most mysterious and significant events in One Piece history. During the series, Gol D. Roger refers to Monkey D. Garp as the hero of God Valley. Although the full story has only recently been explored in the manga, the battle is considered one of the most important events in the entire franchise. The God Valley incident saw Roger and Garp unexpectedly joining forces to battle the infamous Rocks Pirates. Their alliance not only changed the course of history but also established the mutual respect that would later lead Roger to trust Garp with the safety of his son, Ace. Another subtle detail concerns red-haired Shanks. While viewers currently know him simply as Shanks, the manga later reveals that he belongs to the powerful Figureland family, one of the world's most influential noble bloodlines. Sharp-eyed fans have noticed references to the Figureland name hidden within the live-action series, hinting at future storylines. Netflix has also honored one of the manga's funniest traditions by including several appearances from Pandaman, the franchise's famous hidden mascot. Just like in the manga, eagle-eyed viewers can spot him in crowded scenes throughout the series. Another memorable moment takes place in Loguetown, where Luffy visits the execution platform once used for Goldie Roger. In the manga, Smoker reflects on Roger's final moments and realizes he may be witnessing the beginning of a new great pirate era. While the live-action adaptation approaches the scene differently, it still captures the same spirit and symbolism. Fans were already expecting Monkey D. Dragon to appear, but many were pleasantly surprised by a subtle cameo hinting at Sabo, Dragon's trusted second-in-command. Sabo, one of Luffy's sworn brothers, plays an increasingly important role later in the story, making his inclusion an exciting tease for future seasons. Season 1 also briefly explored Luffy's childhood in Fuusha Village, showing his early connection with Shanks, Mackenyu, and Garp. As the live-action adaptation continues, viewers can expect even more flashbacks and emotional moments that further develop Luffy's journey from an adventurous young boy to the future king of the pirates. The leader of the mountain bandits was Dutton, who became the closest thing Luffy had to a mother during his childhood in Fuusha Village. She also raised Goldie Roger's son, Portgas the Ace, after Garp entrusted him to her care. The One Piece manga later revealed that Luffy's devil fruit is not actually the gum fruit. Instead, it is the human fruit model, Nika. Rather than simply giving him rubber abilities, the fruit allows Luffy to embody Nika, the legendary sun god. Nika is widely recognized throughout the One Piece world for a distinctive dance, making the joke about someone living inside Laboon at the end of episode 2 a clever nod to the original story. In the manga, the lighthouse keeper Crocus secretly lives inside Laboon to care for the giant whale. Another subtle reference becomes important later when Usopp tells his exaggerated stories in Season 2. One of his famous lies involves battling a giant mole using a massive 5-ton hammer. Ironically, many of Usopp's outrageous stories eventually come true. He later faces Miss Merry Christmas, a Baroque works agent whose mole fruit allows her to transform into a giant mole. This long-running gag is one of the series' most beloved traditions, as Usopp's lies often become reality over time. During their encounter with the Straw Hat Pirates, the giant warriors Dory and Brogy enthusiastically talk about semla, a sweet pastry they adore. This dessert later becomes an important part of the backstory of Big Mom, one of the 4 emperors. Because of her enormous size, Big Mom spent part of her childhood on Elbaf despite not being a giant herself. Her obsession with sweets, especially semla, would eventually become one of her defining personality traits. Eiichiro Oda is also famous for teasing characters long before they officially appear. Early sketches often portray these mysterious figures as simple shadowy silhouettes with only a few recognizable features. When they finally debut, however, they usually look completely different. This happened with Kaido and several other major characters throughout the series. Another example is Loki, the Prince of Elbaf. His earliest appearance was little more than a vague silhouette with a crown-like outline. When he was finally revealed, he looked dramatically different, featuring long hair, bandaged eyes, a powerful physique, and an imposing presence. Sharp-eyed fans may also notice a fascinating detail in Elbaf. Behind the figures of Loki and Brogy stands a statue that closely resembles Luffy's Gear 5th form. It shares Nika's signature wild hairstyle, playful facial expressions, and flowing aura. Since the giants worship Nika as their sun god and Season 2 even references this belief, it makes perfect sense that such a statue would exist. At the same time, it's amusing that Luffy unknowingly stands only a few feet away from a monument resembling his own future transformation. When Sanji enters a building in Little Garden, he discovers posters featuring rough sketches of his fellow Straw Hats. A similar moment occurs in the manga, but the live-action adaptation adds a clever twist. The drawings resemble the anime versions of the characters without being exact copies. Luffy's portrait is especially humorous, looking more like a random rubbery doodle. While the sketches of Zoro and Nami are intentionally exaggerated, the newspaper shown during the episode also contains several hidden Easter eggs. One headline announces that the famous pet shop from Orangetown is back in business. Fans will remember the loyal dog, Chow Chow, whom the Straw Hats helped during their visit to the island. Another article references Water 7, one of the most important locations the Straw Hats will eventually visit if the live-action series continues at its current pace. This arc reveals Nico Robin's heartbreaking backstory, marks her stand against the world government, and introduces Frankie, who later joins the crew as the Straw Hats shipwright. The newspaper also mentions a disturbance involving fishmen, foreshadowing future events. When the Straw Hats eventually arrive at Fishman Island, tensions between humans and fishmen become a central part of the story. The assassination of Queen Itohime and the rise of Hody Jones play major roles in shaping those conflicts. Another line references Jinbe, explaining that the Fishman district could no longer be protected. Although Jinbe is still one of the 7 warlords of the sea during the live-action timeline, he will eventually lose that title before meeting Luffy. In time, he becomes one of the Straw Hat Pirates' most trusted and respected crewmates. Originally created by Eiichiro Oda, One Piece began serialization in weekly SHA Ringen Jump in 1997 before growing into one of the biggest manga and anime franchises in history. The story follows Monkey D. Luffy, whose lifelong dream is to become the Pirate King by finding the legendary treasure left behind by Goldie Roger. Along the way, he gathers loyal companions including Zoro, Nami, Usopp, Sanji, and many others as they sail across the Grand Line in search of adventure. Although many believed the live-action adaptation of One Piece could never succeed, Netflix proved the skeptics wrong. Following the success of the first season, Season 2 has continued to impress both critics and fans. It debuted with a perfect 100% score on Rotten Tomatoes, with reviewers praising it as one of Netflix's finest original productions and a remarkable example of how to faithfully adapt a beloved SHA Ringen manga into live action. The original anime has already surpassed 1,000 episodes, becoming one of the most successful anime series ever made. Reports indicate that viewers have watched well over 1 billion hours of the series on streaming platforms alone, cementing its place as one of the world's most popular anime franchises. Netflix's live-action adaptation has expanded that success even further, topping streaming charts across dozens of countries after its release and introducing One Piece to an entirely new global audience. A surprising moment from Season 2 has everyone talking, and that is the early appearances in The Pirate, which could signal Netflix's plan to be reshaped to the original One Piece timeline. The original end series and order manga don't include a fan-favorite characters until much later. Netflix has already confirmed that it has begun production on season of One Piece as a cast including the Inigawa as Monkey D. Loy, Zoro Red as Nami, Jacob as Op, and Taz Skylar Sanji have gathered in Captia to be filmed the new season. Netflix is also introducing 2 new cast members to Season 3, which include Cobra S. Soloa as in the Tony Award-winning star. Season 2 is available to stream on Netflix since Season 3 doesn't have a release either yet but is expected to premiere in 2022 as part of Netflix's live event on Saturday 31st May. Stars who plays Doya, Jacob Romero and Jay Scala took to the stage to be these words to become including a first look at new character Tony Chopper. There's been much concern among fans about how Netflix's will be handled that challenge of bringing a Chopper into live action, and how fans have finally got a glimpse as well as finally learn who will be voicing the Ranger. Chopper, who was introduced in a One Piece manga 134 chapter issued in 2000 and its first appearance appeared in 1 and episode 81A of the One Piece anime, which launched in 1999. They will be voiced by the Michaela over the Netflix series based on the order's iconic manga and follows the success of an ongoing anime series despite all criticism paying the Netflix's adaptations and Audition. One Piece Season 1 ranked as the most watched show in 80 34 countries over its first weekend, beating viewing records set by the likes of Stranger Things and Witness. Considering Netflix's previous and live adaptations have not always gone down too well, it was nice change to see only a piece to be so well, especially because Iñaki Godoy lacked faithful adaptation, so one that honor the manga and the story of detail. A release date video has been confirmed with One Piece Season 2 and to be landed in 2026. Fans of One Piece will know that the ending of Season 1 set up an exciting Season 2 as episodes draw to be close. Luffy has been successful in taking John Shaw villain Arlong in his base, which is better known as Arlong Park. The Citro Hairs have been reunited after Nami makes amends with her sister, setting out to bigger and better things ahead. At the same time, it's revealed by Kobe that Luffy has no bounty on his head. It looks so. Season 2. It's set to introduces yet another privilege in Netflix. One Piece universe in the form of Smoker, a big buff pirate with a love of cigar and a hatred of the straw-haired pirate. Netflix previously revealed some of the adaptation's new cast members, such as Joey being cast as Mr. Ohm alongside the other exciting addition as Miss Vivi, and this character Sega Deadline also reveals some other cast member that will be joining the main One Piece cast, including Sophia and the awesome Miss Goldmark being will as and Miss Gordon Week in the anime and manga work alongside Crocodile, so we expect to have to be an antagonist force against Luffy and the rest of the Strawhead. John, to the other hand, is part of the Viking pirate Oli and crew come across during their adventure. Cam is also part of Viking pirate and likes plays an antagonist role. Meanwhile, Above has been revealed to be voicing Tony and Chopper. The actress is known for the voicing acting in motion capture role and has previously appeared in Guardian of the Galaxy Volume 2. What excited me about playing Chopper is a dark fur between his standishness and his huge heart. He tries so hard to hide his emotion and put on a exterior, but internet, he's big softy. I believe there is a little Chopper in all of us. We all want to be loved and accepted. We go to land to keep the people that we love safe. There's a beauty to his nature that remind us of what good in the world. Matt Owen has given some hint about the blood-telling one Season 2, a writer room go together. We knew how far we going to get and that Thea's character Doctor was going to be a big part of the season. He added that Thea old everyone will be meeting Joe Arena Season 2. Plenty of obstacles and animes are expected to play a part in his next movie, slowing down his success in obtaining the Alios of One Piece. According to the original manga, Thea Saga's next up, filing on follow the original adopted East Blue Saga. So far Season 1 of the live-action One Piece has almost perfectly matched up with Season 1 of the announces. The show also managed to adopt most of the year's Blue manga saga. However, some part of the original series and manga have been changed in live-action show. Some scenes have been cut a lot together while later have been rearranged to show the character journey differently. The relationship dynamics between the main crew is also slightly different. Live action Hair is much more hesitant to follow Luffy in the making his dream only come true. Clearly Netflix subscribers everywhere, whether they are already a fan of the One Piece franchise or not, completely fell in love with the aspiring king out of pirates. Go Luffy and his heart. Now that as the merry band of Smith Hossa defeated the Red Fisherman pirate Aranga and conquered East, they are now setting their sight on Thea. One Piece fans can expect gold members of Straw Crew will be returning for a Season 2. This of course began with Thea Goldjoy as Monkey Lie Season 1 Slidra Sue delivering the underrated Optimus after the trashy event Pirate to Life in specular fashion. He likely won't be alone, as the rest of the straw-headed crews are born to be filled or by Amalia Rod as real as Navigator Nami, as was Mad Swsman Zoro Jacob as a clever Machnaut. It's also more than likely we are see the Marion character from Season 1 to return, including the W. Sand Dragonosa, the Wise Admiral Grandfather G. Evil. Eyes as a fashionary card Gopi and Eden Scott as redeemed a spoiled dad at Hello, also likely to come back to a villain from Season 1. Casting has officially gotten underway for their new CO member of Season 2, just about all of whom will have a major role in the Arista saga. They start with a various conjure animal and mercenary with the organization, all of whom have a unique near Miss Valentine. Next on the list, Tina, the character who was teased in the pre-edited scene of the season only final, that being the less man captured a smoker, one of the more unique and complex antagonizes in One Piece. Smoker has a better distance for any and all things related to be valid, wanting to see every single one of them played theme against the world's ocean. Smoker Rice is said to be portrayed by the Moonrush star, who is Smoker's right-hand left in the One Piece saga, has also been cast and will be played by a fierce Reed star, also Jenny the Casteria, the two Doctor from Drum Island. Both of these characters are heavily connected to be confirmed but yet to be cast. A member of Destroyer head crew that being of the humanoid shape-shifting engineer named Tony Chara Sanfield star Markerlek will be playing the good-hearted and eccentric Doctor, and for Saga will be playing Chopper's caretaker Doctor. Casting does the hope of the Academy Award-winning actress and self-discovery a One Piece super friend Jamlee Curtis. The latest casting announcement that we have also as of now is arguably the most important one yet. We won't go too far into this spoiler terror for those who are not as familiar via your manga, but a key character draw hair glue will meet on your journey as Miss Witness, the otherwise known as Survivor, will officially be played by Thea B. Ringing John Season 2 star. Other casting the announcement include various star Brandon Cini as a Genvaria, then Nerkor as other Gentridoria. The second is a one tease and name or announcement video with an Ocean Doctor will be joining the live-action One Piece's universe. Other characters who could potentially appear are antagonist a pirate warlord Crocodile, and he is second-in-command Nico Robin in Season 2. A One Piece continues Season 1 dedication into accuracy. Then the sophomore season will likely adopt Elvia in the manga, and man the Straw Head crew made their final supply preparation in the east blue port of Village John, which just so happened to be the place where pirate King Goldro Jogger was killed. While making the preparations, they eventually meet Captain Smoker, who also to be chased to troublesome raid into the Grand Line. Once the crew make it to the Grand Line, their quest of Hero One Piece treasure is put on hold when the Metaperns expire, exiled from Hero Kingdom of Arbesta. The kingdom has been manipulated by a pirate warlord named Crocodile, who has convinced the people of Arbesta that he is a hero they have always wanted. Little to do they know the crocodile secretly controls a criminal organization called Work. If the Nami sound familiar, that the Sami organization Zoro was almost recruited for in Season 1 pilot episode with a crocodile while plan for the kingdom becoming known. Luffy and a strong hair decided to help their new friend Sabeda Worker, and in the between all of that, a Luffy recite a shape-shifting reader, and an expert doctor named the Chopper seeks official Straw Hat members because of course he does. The complete role for One Piece's Season 2 has not yet been announced. However, 7 Major will know to be returning for new season. Instead, he is V-Joy, whose previous work included Iñaki's adaptation of Seriasa. Unfortunately, production of the PC season show began as early as July 2024, with the filming taking place in South Africa. Additionally, it may be a long show that will make the wait for a third season much shorter. The show is allegedly shooting Season 2 and 3 of One Piece back-to-back, as was previously announced by Season 1 star May Wager. Won't you get ahead? Start to the story of One Piece's saga before Season 2 of the live-action series, where you are in luck because Netflix has original One Piece series to pick up where the live-action show left off. You can start in the Arcana episode 45 and conclude with the Aravesta Saga Europe episode 130. You can skip episode 54 to 61 because they are filler episodes that don't have anything to do with the overturning a plot. After 3 years where it is finally a time to rest about going married again, as One Piece Season 2 show is on the horizon despite past controversial Netflix's live-action anime adaptation of the retelling of a beloved fantasy manga The Fight Exhibition when they release in 2023, turning newcomers like me into dedicated fans and pleasing long-term followers like as Monkey J. Luffy continues he signed for the Fable Treasure of Gold. Season 2 will descend into new Toyota trials, with the Season 2 being subtitled Into the Grand Line ahead of One Piece Season 2. Here is a recap of the journey so far of where we are heading, and hold a straw he had carried with fears, and to his public trial and execution. A famous scolder revealed to the crowd that he left his fortune in one place for only a hopeful period to claim for Themselves a king, staining a new golden age of piracy. One such treasure nature is a cheerful monkey, by possessing incredible stretching power thanks to a devil fruit, who hopes that finding the treasure will make him the undisputed king of the parrot. As Luffy continues his hunt, he joins forces with our crafty navigator Nami and the stoic pirate Hunter, as a crew grown with the addition of the marksman and chef Sanji. The crew faces rival pirate Will awaiting pursuit by the Marant. At the end of One Piece Season 1, Luffy finally made his name as a pirate by saying and bounty alongside his crew. Now jobbed as throwhead, he sails silent to the Grand Line in search of the One Pieces. However, Season 1 ending also that a chase was far from over, as rebel pirate Bucky and Alva, the dry candy lines behind Luffy, don and a chain-smoking Marine Captain Luffy's vantage poster, following their map. Only a Piece Season 2 will take the Straw Hat pirate shape into the Grand Line, adopting the first 4 arc of the iconic anime series and manga Zoro saga. The 8th episode season will open by continuing to adopt the event of the Loguetown arc, which season only previously partly brought to be secret in its closing episode, as Luffy's first bounty was published for friend and foil elect ahead of the next stretch of the journey. The Going Merry will resupply in the Tonia, where Goldry made his famed declaration, running in Toa Old and New. As following the Season 2, will venture into the water of the Grand Line. The crew will face closer Atlanta Rail when navigating the hybrid of the Reverse Mountain arc before venturing into the pilot-friendly end of Whisky Peak. The Straw Hats continue their journey. One Piece Season 2 is expected to be continued, the live-action blessings from its source material, by continuing to give Kobe more second chance. The upcoming season will continue to follow his transformation from a meek man Jada to be worthy soldier who can restore the organization to its noble intention under Gap through an interpretation of the Diary of Barry, alongside a return of Zoro and Skylar. One Piece Season 2 will see Andy Davis reprise their role from Season 1. Adam Scott is also confirmed to be returning as Kobe's fellow Marine. Season 2's cast will be his newcomer playing friends and voice for Red Parrot. After much sneezing throughout Season 2's production, the Straw Hats will become a new member aboard in a form of Journey Chari, who has transformed by his devil fruit. The crew will also face new force in the form of work, a powerful nameless syndicate making movies to be a rolling power in the kingdom of Arbesta, led by the world warlord Crocodile. The faction consisted of several deadly citizens, including Miss Ayla and Miss Wensmratri, Mr. N and Miss Gold Jenna. Meanwhile, Care will play the previous Ladies Mana Admiral Smoker, while Julia will play his second-in-command. One Piece Season 2 will also feature Rigo James and Gably wrestlers Vner Coaster and Brennan Moria in the sporting role. As previously mentioned, One Piece success has already granted a 3rd season, escaping in Angelia, and that so many high-budget projects from the streamer who have received it, with Crocodile making his debut in Season 2. Season 3 is expected to be dedicated to fully adopting the remaining chapter of the Arista saga. Production began in November 2025 with Lando joining Season 2. Shunra joined as co producers and writer. Furthermore, a new addition to be Season 3 have already been announced, with Blue Beetle and Cobra K Solo taking on the role of Fauna Favorite Paragia, while Cole will play Banglory. Meanwhile, One Piece Season 2 is set to arrive on Netflix's own Mara after surprisingly successful first season that plays newcomer and Anna Friend. The series has quickly established itself as one of the platform's most valuable success, given Saprella is clearly confident as in fantasy hit. The horizon is bright of One Piece and its ever-growing fandom. Director Wo plays Zoro shared his sentiment on Instagram in a post where presumably fresh off of the head said, smiling and posting that all fans will be catching for now at whatever speed cars are greater, teasing a little dead birds recording into the general direction of season 2. Alternate specifies remain under lock and key, however we know that with the filming of season 2, well, enjoy. The show is on track for its 2025 release window. What's more, the set just got a whole lot busier with new cast member filling out her next season lineup, along with a brand show who was announcing a Miss Swiss news was a blow. We could not be more excited to see how soon the rest of the newcomers fed into the action-packed world. Sadly, fans will have yet to be tempered that excitement. There's still a while to be wait after all. So what the detail do we have about Only a Piece Season 2? Here's everything you need to know. As mentioned above, Only a Piece Season 2 won't be hitting the streaming services until 2025. The news came via Deadline, which reported that One Piece along with several other highly anticipated shows would not be returning in 2024. In a sweet video asked digital assistant Zaf for direction to South Africa, to which he replied getting direction to be Grandeline. The cast united shaped are going married with Jack Gibson, confirming that we're heading back to be capped on Toa Film Season 2. The heartfelt world was caption is happening from around our straw hairs have united to be begun filming their epic Season 2 adventure. There is no better place to start his journey than the day after going. The video was followed by his second post a day later showing a picture of the secret bearing the caption, "The dreams on this pages are about to become a reality. We are gearing up for a grand adventure straw ahead." One Piece live in action. One Piece Season 1 began filming in the January 2022 and finished in August that same year. Post-production work that it wasn't until August 2023 that a show debuted. While we are not expecting that the post-production process will be as plenty as the show's first, it's hard to be a restatement how much work goes into the visual world building. With that in mind, fans could be looking at a late 2025 release, possibly in time for the festive Vibra. One Piece Season to be adding a few new faces to it. Bumper back staring with joy above and branch and star as was announced in the September 2024 during Netflix's Quiet and Above have been cast as a Danger Mouse, Mr. and Mrs. Sanji. Trouble will certainly on beyond our horizon when the two pair up as a One Piece official Instagram page status with Power Clock Ida in mystery. Their excitement over joining the One Piece family was abundantly clear, as was when they took to Instagram on August 23 to announce the news in the collaborative post with the official One Piece account. "Hi guys. I'm so excited to be joining the cast of One Piece. I feel incredibly grateful to be creator's sense of trusting me with the role. I know how much you've been to all of you and I am going to work my hardest to do justice." Sadly, the booked and busy Curtis is hard to turn down the part because of the scattering conflict. Becky Salmansa, a president of the Tomorrow Studio, shared the news during interview we did that night. She loves her show, Sally Aman said, referring to Be Courteous. She has so many films this TV show that she is going into the production on, so our reproduction dates are not going to work. She definitely wanted to do it, but Sheza got real in the first position and it just become complicated. Kurt's commitment included the long-awaited Frankie Fighter. Silly has proved her comedic talent in Marry Ida with Children and Symbol, in which she starred alongside, and we are excited to see how these will be transformed for a world as wonderfully and way as Only a Piece away from the Dr. Our news. We can confidently say that a strong pirate will be so that Ambro M. Jacob Romero new star Hedrick liking of the pirate without a few enemy, and as such David has been cast as a famed M3. Mr. is a former office regent of the criminal organization Abari, who like Luffy also possessed evil power but of the self-duplicating the kind. During an exclusive interview with his digital spire, the Fishman actor shared that he was keen to rejoin the showrunners and assuming the show has a life. "Yeah, hopefully I will have a life with Ida, however we would not accept to see Alonga in the next season given that show has shifted the focus with a hint that a season 2 will follow Mr. Tree story with all new faces and stories to be content with it." It's unlikely that if Mackenyu will be back anytime soon to deliver he is all important along. The Mariana however will naturally continue to be outturned in the free resides of Jazzy One Dragon's story we meanwhile matter he will have to be returned along with Morgan devices go we will resume the second season of Only a Piece would consist of an episode like the first season of a live action series clearly sack the surface of the season get ready to come aboard and bring along all your hope as and dream because Nerf smash heat another manga. The announcement of Only a Piece's season show really does not come as much of a surprise as a flagship season has become one Netflix's most popular show for 2 weeks after its premiere. One Piece Season 1 was at a tribe drop of Netflix's streaming chart, even beating a regard held by the formidable Stranger Things series creators Dan Monmon and original Amana defied a long-standing stigma against the live-action and Nami adaptation. Clearly Netflix's subscriber everywhere whether they were already a fan of the One Piece of franchise or not completely fell in love with the aspiring king of the pirate monkey and he saw hair crew. Now there is a merry band of Nisard has defeated the red fisherman parrot along and Concuria the East Blue, now setting their sight on Grand Line where the One Piece treasure is thought to be hidden to learn more about the upcoming season and its cast lot announcement and more. Here is everything we know so far about Only a Piece Season 2. Editors note this article was updated to November 73, 2024. So we have good news and bad news regarding the development of One Piece Season 2. The good news is that the producers of the One Piece have confirmed that Season 2 is already entirely written which will save a huge amount of time on a pre-production process. The bad news is that quite a bit of time to start paying actors their fair share after the history. The oldest strike of Deviant due to days the filming and production of One Piece show was not able to begin until the Saka strike was resolved, given how messy a success Season 1 or One Piece was. It's easy to see why Netflix's will continue to be the home of the Hida series. In a way, One Piece Season 1 was something of a redemption or corner at least in terms of how it is anime and manga adaptation have been received in the past. The Death Note film was a widely moved misfire and the cop series did not even make it past the first season. While we are still far from getting a proper trailer for One Piece season show please share an above video to put any fear to rest that Luffy and a crew would not be returning. The message video above comes courtesy of One Piece secret via snail phone begin by thanking our audiences around the globe for making the live-action One Piece series on international. One Piece fans can exploit the core members of the Straw Hat Cube will be returning for Season 2. This of course begin with the Goa's Monkey Season 1 to the star being the optimism of his dressy Venomly pilot to life in his specular fashion. He likely won't be alone as well as Code is born to be filled by the amiable fearless navigator Nami as first met Zoro Chaka Romero as the clever marksman Naso and Scholar as a charming Ashi. It's also more than likely we see the marine characters from Season 1 they return Nana as admire grandfather Kappa Morgan devices as a passionate requiree copy and Adessi is redeemed spoiled bride also likely to come back. Our true villain from Season 1 including Jeff also Bucky the Clone and Layla Poland as Sofa the college girls as Captain Alva. Casting has officially gotten underway for the new cast member for Season 2, just about all of whom have a major role in the Araba saga. They start with various scoundrel and mercenaries within the work organization. All of have a unique code name and distinctly powerful devil fruit ability. Thus far works of theme included Late Night with the Devil Star as Miss Valentine lacks on the list the character who was teased in the pre-scene of the Season 1 final at baying of the Mine Captain Smoker one of the most unique and complex antagonists in Only a Piece. Smoker has a persistent for any and all things related to Biborida wanting to see every single one of them pay for their crime against the world's ocean. Smoker is said to be portrayed by the montage star who is a smoked right hand left in the One Piece saga has also been cast and will be played by fierce secret star Julia. Also joining the cast are two doctors, Eland Both of these characters are heavily connected to be reconfirmed but yet to be cast member of the Straw Hat crew, that being the humanoid ranger named Tony Chopper. We will be playing as the good-hearted and the eccentric Dr. Earlstar will be playing Char's the caretaker. Casting does the in hope of the Academy Award-winning actress and self-described One Piece super friend Jeremy Lee Curtis playing the part, which was requested by both fans and Curtis herself. The latest crossing the announcement that we have as now is arguably the important one. Yet we won't go too far into spoiler territory for those who are not as familiar with the anime or manga, but a key character does for head crew meet on their journey as Misa, otherwise known as we Brandon say as a variant broker ahead and coaster. The second is only a Piece's announcement video with Anna Ocean of Dr. Johnny Chopper will be joining the live-action One Piece universe. Other characters who could potentially appear are Terry World Crocodile and his second in command Mikiko Robin. The letter of Forma becomes a vital part of Destroyer Heracleo's ongoing story in Season 2. One Piece continues Season 1 dedication to accuracy. Then the sophomore season will likely invest a saga in the manga and in the head glue make a J final supply preparation in the East Blue Loguetown, which also happened to be the place where Fire King was killed. While making preparation they eventually meet Captain Smoker, who also says the troublesome pirate into the Grand Linear once again make it to be the Grand Land. David 41 Piece treasure is put on a hold when made by Princess Exile from Hera Kingdom of the Kingdom has been manipulated by a pirate world named the Crocodile, who has convinced the people of Aerovista that is a hero they have always wanted. Later do they know that a crocodile secretly controls the party. One Piece is heating up in more ways than one. 29 years after Luffy began his quest to become king of the period, One Piece creator Old has finally returned on VA. One Piece actually meanwhile continued to sell the 4 blues in search of his texture on screen upon release in 2023. Many declared this version to be a game changer, breaking the live action, and I'm cursed that did not go by bopping on Netflix, and we are right to say for most fans watching One Piece was the first anime adaptation to fully capture the sense of its source material, nailing key narrative arc and the character be without rushing or stretching things out. In short, Season 1 divide all expectation is solidifying itself as one of Netflix's most beloved model. This all means that a One Piece Season 2 with a different kind of pressure to continue it. Only a piece no longer has to be justified its own existence, but the second season there has a difficult job of maintaining a momentum and living up to be the hype that was not tried to beat strongly the first time around. So, how do this air the new episodes? The Season 2 premiere kicks off in explosive fashion, quite literally when Miss Earth Sentry shows up in a birth of Fasor's pink battle, attacking Marine in the weirdest way possible, able to replicate and regrow various body parts in a dead location. The Vice President of Work rules that her victim with a new arm that generate out of their own bodies, punching and even shooting theme with freaky long-term fans and newbies like I will get a kick out of this viz opening, which demonstrate the confidence in Mgapa antics. That's also true when we catch the straw heads as they sit there bench teasing Goofy's mantra about finding the One Piece to become a king of the pirate, as if they have here this spell our chosen time before Kamesa from a place of love, immediately re-establishing theirs if they never left us. 2 seasons in the chemistry or Nagana is stronger than ever, not just between the characters but between the actor too. Everyone feels even more confident in themselves. This time me around more sure of who Junior and J area rebuilding. Season 2 brings us here to a Grand Line where they come across new location granted scope air skill, and we will be same signature One Piece whiteness early on Island of Litra Garden is a perfect example of this. The wonky special effect that often propped up in Season 1. Feel more polished here, defying the often dull Netflix that stories like this often fall victim to. You will really believe it when Luffy himself into a giant will with his strategy arm, and you will probably cry as that particularly arc unfold. The episodic nature of Oda's world building makes Season 2 the rare show that actually feels like an episodic TV series, one you can watch was just also happily on a weekly basis as you could all at once yet to reach new location. One Piece will threaten a wider arc concerning the evil work organization and man like Smoker who are out to be stopped him. New villain pop up bluntly as wider veil and of more stylish Theta the last. Explosive Boogers Sticky Willy grow here and House of Exily could slip into the realm of silly or evenly arranged, and they do it point but almost always in ways that still makes sense. What word it has work feels more visceral this time, especially when it come to be intricate world to look for one prolonged ballet like cosplay, especially when it come to be costume design actually work remarkably well for the most part, and that's also true in the Gloria, like with the introduction of Miss Freddy and Mr. 13 is both a faithfully render your character like receive via Vulture or Combo. We should not work in a live action but still do some regardless. Not every transition from a page to be the green succeed quite also well. When Mia mesmerizes Luffy with her enchanting a vertigo dance, the end result is just too silly. Fan favorite Toniko or similarly suffer when it come to be some of his transformation. This is not to say that the Chopper and Way will disappoint. However, among many impressive new addition to a Season 2, including vet performances, AKT Cycle, Star Shopper, Michael Hopia and PCA are the very best. Both are key to the emotional impact of this episode, proving themselves to be just as vital as Enya in the returning cast. Get ready to fall in love with the Chopper and Vivi crying as it was heartbreaking the development for both of them, and don't be surprised if you end up crying at Hog as of Thea Gang argue continue to embed the heart of the sheep as Nami nailed a dry humor bound up in Zoro's and blackness takes on how new a layer thanks to be Jacob Romero Gibson is a little more overlooked. When Taz Skylar gets a chance of his shine in Oni, a particularly emotive scene towards Thea Enden as body crews fearlessly Dragoddess and Hashim is matched only by Luffy's endless zeal for piracy by Thea End of Season 2. It might not feel like Luffy and a gang are much closer to be finding the One Piece. In fact, Zo's fence in real life will almost certainly be jumped to it, but when it comes to capturing the strange memorizing tone of Odessa world treasure is already in or grasp. Some manner flaws aside, it's hard to imagine a better version of One Piece in live action. This is a rare adaptations that justifies his existence beyond animation thanks to an extraordinary devotion to be source material and the means to make it happen. This person's episode can't hit triple and even quadruple digit like their beloved anime. It follows and continue to sell alongside One Piece Season 2 Ice is streaming now on Netflix. For a full spoiler-filled breakdown of this season, check out our One Piece Season 2 ending explained. After 2.5 years, a Netflix's live-action adaptation, our beloved manga in One Piece is back for its must Season 2, subtitled Into the Grand Line, based on the seminal manga which itself spawned quite possibly the most iconic anime adaptations ever made. One Piece Into the Grand Line follows a Straw Hat crew well led by Monkey as they venture along the ocean road that wraps around a planet that just so happen to be full of unpredictable danger. Season 1 of the series received near universal acclaim for how incredibly well it translated Oa's distinct world into live action, and Season 2 does not disappoint, featuring a Marwaki character setting the incredibly goofy action emotional momenta galore and the same endearing Cleo fans have come to know and love. One Piece Into the Grand Line is fear proof that this is the greatest live action adaptation. One Piece Into the Grand Line picks up right where Season 1 ended, with Monkey Duffy and his newly resembled crew. Navigator Nami first meet Zoro, Kuka, Sanji and Marksman as they get Regia to enter the Grand Line. On your way, they make new and find themselves pursued by the man Captain Smoker and a mysterious organization or work led by the elusive Mr. Zero. Season 2 also mainly at all 5 of the manga's main arc joining Season 2 are a plot of new character, most notably Miss V, Mr. 9, Miss Valeenan, Mr. 5 Joneses, Mr. Miss Janweek and Miss Allen, all members of Worko and Globe winner. Dr. Hildresser plays role plays Wave and plays that reprising their role from a Season 1. Season 1 of the One Piece was loaded for home while it translated into the manga and into the live-action Season 2. Jackie does this success begun with the slow casting bringing the charm and relentless hopeful to keep this crew motivated is one tricky protagonist. He is immature, unserious, frustrating, hilarious and endlessly endearing. In short, he's a literal cartoon character brought to life in his states to go boy style, and Luffy never become a knowing Darius for his crew. Everyone is well aware in their role and play it to be perfection. The 5 actors like Jenny and chemistry together to matter. How the show pair them in showing every scene. They feature in simply fantastic. Best known for her breakout role in Breakdown Season 2. Perfect addition to the One Piece cast. Without going into the spoiler, try Miss Madness Day is a huge part of the season and effortlessly see his watch into the world. Every member of work is well. Boro and Miss Valentine and Miss Gordon Rickandaba is very well used as Miss All Center. If there is someone who sealed the show however is this Malaysians as Mr. Free Fog actor have so much fun with these such hygiene left and right special to familiar but incredibly underrated marks Nami what she performances as Dr. that's sure to break your heart. There is to now to be one weak link in the One Piece cast and it never ceases. So amazing how to show managed to create such a faithful live action vision of such a fantastical word. We are talking about a man in George Washington Biggs, that fiery bulletsman vocalizing as if Gwynn adopted Hamilton. There are pirates with a metal board talking ranger acquiring scent and killer writing viewer. Nothing here he should make sense or look good, but it somehow does, and that's not only impressive, it's outright exhilarating and in many cases heartwarming. One of the few criticisms that One Piece Season 1 was how the action sequences were short and water-toned. One Piece Century Grand Linear corrects his body featuring more elbow and more or less set pieces, at least one per episode. The best and most thrilling area the Insun Long King will evoking bar brawl fishing Zero. The fight and the end of the final most climatic battle. All of these sequences are very well choreographed and exciting, evoking the classic themey adventure of yore. There is intense and kinetic yet surprisingly easy to follow. There is really tongue-shaky camera needlessly fast editing with a show and a speed-upping for a wide shot that make it excellent use of the space to paint a full picture of the battleground. The series word is a rather unique. There is a dead but very little blood. There is a action but the violence is not extreme. That's a little great trend of the PC into the grand line. It's not only a deeply enormous with its source material, but it has a profound understanding of what make the story special. Everyone here understand the type of show they are making and that one is contagious. It practically leap off at a time when many live fiction adaptations seem to be the embarrassed by their source material on the pieces like a breath of fresh ocean air. It takes a pride in the old's work, embarrassing of the manga's inherent absurdity and finding new creative way to be showcased. Almost every aspect of One Piece into the grand line is the flawless from the big dactyls that make this build world seems actually real and lead to the electric D costume that look as if a child used Barbie clutching on a kimono figurine. However, a world has invented via as a one order created popularity and incredible design that defy logic was always going to be difficult to be replicated. The Netflix series' first major challenge was to depict power accurately, and its Season 2 even finds a new and more intensive to be used and Gaboy facial expression really sell it. Vol is also realized and his Metallica beard is a triumph of the makeup department. Indeed, whenever the sequence is short or fast-paced, the visual effect looks sometimes better green offering when the scene go on longer. However, the issue become the noticeable Luban mostly look great but wider show these area wires to the actual sets by making the green screen incredibly obvious. Still Thea will passes the test while the Samia can be said for Chopper has for expression at just as much as many other character and sometimes Sue simply can keep up, especially considering Thea however is acting here in device department. Chopper's the transformation achieved through a mix of fast CJ and practical effect are also far or less convincing. The CJ is by two main but it's just not on per character demand. Overall One Piece into the grand line is a stellar continuation of the story. I'd expand the world, introduces the Fona character's future non-stop action and it delivers an adventure with a plenty heart and full of hope which is wildly wood. More importantly, it maintained the spirit of the masterpiece, fling it flog and approaching it color. One Piece has everything going for it to become one of Netflix's all-time best original, and this new season is pro. Time will tell if this series can continue this rig with its already confirmed Season 3 live-action adaptations of anime have a drone-ride track record. So when Netflix ICE announced it would be tracking One Piece, one of the most beloved anime around, and there was a healthy dose of skepticism. How could a dreamer possibly do such a haunting and fantastical suggest thesis, but despite his poor the adventurer of Monkey made a jump to 3-dimension with alone capturing the spirit of the source material in each impassioned speech about impossible dream and every phony calmane using the Talignaticus nail. Then came a 2.5-year break which took a bite of rewind out of itself. Thankfully the second season, a little into the Grand Line, was what way show and Ramon demonstrate a continued understanding of the style and well also a small cars here and as for where the latest began after getting this heel up and a straw-headed pirate set sail for the Grand Line. It's a dangerous series of the island where the One Piece is supposedly hidden. Pursuing this shows Luffy's life via ambition, a goal toy that seems to everyone except him and his buddies. Also they set off, they clash with a Warcasa secret organization of assassin and he become entangled in a political struggle that will decide the fate of an entire kingdom. Also there's a rags it's all in a day work for Luffy and go if there is a big storyline telling ship from last season is that the set of stage ice over and mainline adventure has fully kicked into gear now. This is obviously still the beginning in the grand scheme of this sprawling epic out of the manga's hoping 74 chapter and accounting the latest season span from chapter 96 to number 444. But the process of re-exploring the Grand Linean Island hoping toward their ultimate goal has begun. It's a change in these adaptation generally handled well, settling into the one of the escape toss the crew realizes and lower their anchor at the there are prehistoric island and Venturia Wonderland each try together by a conspirational subplot involving Thea work these many scenery change capture a period while still giving the biggest and most important turning point and not room to bed like an excellent episode final art that makes his tragedy and a redemption. Many of the source material fantastically aside continue to make Thea jump to live action surprisingly well, and at the core of this is a solid mixture of practical and digital effect. The series goes tactile at the right time, whether it is seizing a human character to look like battle hard and a gent or connect a face monster. Of course, given that the main character is a dude whose body is literally made out of the rubber. There's a plenty of sit work as well. Most of us is well pleased. There will always be an inherent uncanniness to many of the devil fruit powers, such as when it come to be visualizing the barricade-shaped bad guy who use his gonium more too much on his ship and there a point when some of these translated to Florius don't quite look right, but in general the compositing work blends easy and purple one where costuming and the colorful sets created on Asia Discovery well cast performances bring us further into this setting, starting with the raw hair from Good Boys infectiously and Love You to be seen Zoro, especially when the gang is all together. This green chemistry is a delight at the intersection of the season's impressive visual effect and the performances is Michael Hover but Ice newcomer Tony Chopper for Thuzy unfamiliar. Chopper is a cute little toolkit reminder who want to be a doctor, and he offered a big challenge for the show that he is major character that would be a very difficult to render with OCJ. Thankfully he come alive seamlessly. Part of this has to do with over voice performances which gets a character insecurities and an underlying charm. It also have a digital effect size and such depleting the differences between the adorable and elastic for the show. Anyway, This adaptation is not without a few missteps. If there is a shortcoming in the show designing is the fight sequences is not matched up, escalating the intensity of the source material. A battle Chandran's diction are generally well choreographed, especially the one centered around Zoro and his more grounded swordsmanship. I don't like 100 people. The bigger issue is that of manga's art. It's better using these showdown to build and amplify struggle over ideal. This makes the season's middle action, especially during an extended duel where a candle wax building, more importantly opens drags and the right continue to capture the secret sauce of this work. One very literal cartoon on the character. A regularly granted the unexpected adapt, like when a scamming a stop on the archetype suddenly drop to their cynical fake after display of bravery, or a villain of the week turn out to be a key player with a life story of her own. Then a man with a ridiculous haircut from a heartfelt bond with a blue-nose remainder, while fighting for the belief that even the most trodden broken societies can be saved from the chain of these more serious momenta, can sit next to be silence without inducing total journal web slash is a major accomplishment issue to demonstrate why so many are willing to follow its central rubber redemption. It can be a full force indeed. The harder someone tries to be convinced the rest of it deserve redemption, the less likely we are to be granted. There is nothing less graceful than striving for a grace. Save the cat, find raggy drinkings and oint to be entitlement of forgiveness, as they both reach now into a parallel journey of the effortful rehabilitation and joy as Scamia. One of the trickiest element of the fire and rise of Reiki is going to be calibration. Former Indian film darling Arter, whoever is bored and sensible doesa unlikely and sees sugary witnessing Greggy's eccentric Scamia can take you when Greggy's baz posture. He's convinced his name that Draggy Isa introducing rocking generally along the street of this neighborhood and assuring himself around the everything's fine Isa a glimpse into just how scared the disgraced Torter is to even show his face. Well, a commercial for your dad's hallow from our corner. The he next door is a similarly rich woman characterization for Morgan, showing theme of vulnerability lurking behind childlike brashness is also trend for the actor. She saw Raggy seizing upon the simply feed after catching the scent of Thea. Raggy's impending particularly glows a glow to be owns camera sensing as a dramatic learning experiences. He filmed it are once again revealed a slit underlying this objectively is a documentary, and that is a murder set idea especially for in a perfect harmony of the vulnerability a looming day. But there is a Archer might be as disparate as for a second a chance after this outed McQuell John his own set freak out is a no popular, but the serious balance depend on differentiate artist's obsessiveness from regard has reason is fired over the phone by his bad tricking on his insult by praising her as a towing figure in a field of 19th century salt. American Rad is always a funny as Archer sin to be maintained for his own camera as he plumps senior to bottom after bottom. He is remaining the shadow of artistic critics running up Harshiina the mansion, but when Raggy and Thea Archer confronted with a irate and unforgiving do, CK realizes they're one big swing for an improbable ad, and Juma came back as well. They're about to be staged their own places and Ninga respectively, but the cameras prefer Iola in the wrong way. Save a cat takes a name from the over 80 writing book where storytelling is reduced to more formula. The title is annoying repost. The difficile appeal towards affection where cat saving scam is traded on to be manipulative born art and vote have you to be what owner part redemption's theory of dims, which is as good a framework for a scam as it gets, but the fall and rise of shicky drinking need to be grown. It's the love, and there are plenty here in a more disciplined depiction of two very different characters' journey. A lot of the doors laugh emerge as Savaketa finally gives a resemble more to Domonica confronted with a rusty exit some of new less exciting deity as the air traffic controller to be spend night within the basement tell him to be just to those hard shoes if they turn faces her own lack of a dating life. Taming Erica, Alexander and Bobby is a good idea. Don't get me wrong. seeing the hard-driving Monica determined to get her groove back, or a more recent references she character whose devotion into her ex-husband and her own success go hand in hand. As with the two lead, we are unable to be learned just why he's a strong woman. Hassa remained loyal to the man who destroyed their shared dream to be getting towards the Alexander scope. Very short wearing edited by Jack takes Spacer Rusty's style dating up Rusty remain a series go-to will build card a machine, but Kobe brought in his role outside of the getaway scene. Monica becomes a fact that she's about to be taking up dating device from Thea guy living in her ex-husband's basement is sure as sound, and when you put in Ikea that but Alexanders and Han make Thea appear unlikely bond as a true people who understand best are better than and their B status suggests overall Savia the cat feels like a minor tonal misstep not uncommon in Dua when Ra'i and the authors receive a flash X machine of the actual lost cat turning up at Reiji's window. They shari turning the cut of her owner leave Thea show on the wrong sort of cliffhanger. It was never a plane, always a metaphor. Reiji stared happily as a manic Arthur. We can do anything. Arthur had Lyra and Raggy's belief in the restrictive power and gassed her. The face of Buddha. The episode ends with a body football a star and the director wearing the Samia facial face. Reese open upon hearing a Demonica's plan to get back out. Do Thea still have wind? I mean, I know Thea don't have Maul. Welcome to BH office. Honestly Monica, this is a great time to be div back in. There is a mail and a loneliness ever, so you are going to clean up, but be careful because Thea are also very file, so they may fully snap as you reject them. Rossi trying to get Monica to give a short guy an author a chance who often to be used sometime a bottom prop. I mean people sit a troubly a lot. I mean it as a compliment at a Michael seem born to play a smarmy sport. The shows just went from Ta after banishment of same 2007 a record as the actual jazz word was their excuse. One Piece Season 2 is absolutely one of Netflix's most highly anticipated a-year release of 2026. They have high-profile anime adaptations cause Netflix's One Piece adaptations continue to prove it understand the power of subtle storytelling while season focus on bringing the Straw Ahead's early adventure to life. The Season 2 trailer hints at a deeper, more characters-driven approach. One small detail involving Akiko Robin has already sparked excitement among long-term fans and newcomer alike. When Robin is first introduced in Thea manga and anime, her bracelet bears the initial of Barry, a work signal her YC to the organization and a guarded identity. She mentioned a subway to show her loyalty to a cause that is now a truly her own, reflecting how a disconnected as feel from any real sense of belonging. The live-action trailer however reveals Robin wearing a bracelet marked with an M from the very start. This shift implies that her true identity is already taking deeper precedence. Instead of slowly shedding her past reflection, the series presents her as someone more in touch with herself even while navigating the dangerous alliances. This dress references Robin's role within the story rather than simply being a mysterious outsider. She becomes a character actively moving towards self-acceptance, a fairer that visual shorthand make her emotional trajectory easier to follow, especially in a format where long internal is limited. By introducing Thea Robin with a symbol tied to her Rella name, Season 2 of One Piece may be blunting the S for more impactful a character moment later. Her eventual born with the straw hairs could feel more organic as the Oryx already sense her desire to seen for who truly is noted just the role she player. This adjustment also helps set the adaptation's live-action storytelling often benefit from click area for creative signal in the bridge or becomes a narrative shortcut. It instantly tells you that Robin's journey is about reclaiming her identity. Ultimately, the small change highlighted how doubtful the creativity behind only a piece is being released source material. One Piece Season 2 has unveiled a new trailer. The newest letter for Oniaki Season 2 offer more exciting detail on Duffy and the Swore headfirst adventure in a Grand Line. The upcoming season, whose full title is One Piece Into the Grand Line, sees Luffy and Ga finally leave First Blue behind for a new adventure on his quest for the titular One Piece treasure. Now, Naples has released a new trailer Part One Piece Season 2. It is a massive new adventure for the crew as he crosses into the Grand Line, coming face to face with a mysterious yet dangerous barbecue work. They appear to be the targeting of the crew trying to stop their journey from continuing. However, they appear to have larger goal as well. The trailer also features a closer look at a major character. One Piece Season 2 will be introducing this include Kran as Miss Bedbug as Miss and David as Mr. Chopper are talking. The remainder also has a big focus has voice provided by the Mackenyu horror media closes look superpower from check out a full trailer below the end of One Piece Season 1 confirmed includes next off would be the Grand Line. However, before they cross into the major area of the upcoming episode, Ida will be stopping at the Loguetown Isa where Season 2 can establish a Sharia element that will pressure into the episode to flow, including the Yakuza adventure. The trailer also hints at a number of the classic sequences or original manga that will be brought to life on screen. This included crew getting eaten by Lena fighting the members of the works. The biggest evolution is how big focus the Chopper will be getting through all the story. While he does not show up until the Drumland, the final location of the season, the trailer hint at his emotional backstory with a Dr. Hero. It also Isa the code thread of the Vapor Ladruma Kingdoms or less ruler with plenty of a familiar element from the manga getting it translated to live action. Netflix's One Piece has only continued to defy expedition of facing the uphill battle of live action and ARM adaptations had only decision to looking especially exciting. The raw heads are back and will soon be greater in numbers, not just because of addition like Johnny Chopper and future create Nikiko Robin. The presence of only a character strongly implies a book a treasure, while previous were already laid out by 9 Straw showing up earlier in One Piece season. Given the presence of the rumors Spirit Jolie and Brooks when among the title guard, the latest a prominent show in the Lobby S, especially while multiple feature acid drawing before book Frankie not even appearing yet in One Piece isn't Joe. The appearances of Leben presents a unique opportunity. Theon waited for many miserable decades before meeting Duffy and his strong Ersa as they entered the Grand Line. The source of his misery was after all waiting for the drummer pirate. Laboon was given his name by the none other than master musician and future acting the captain, setting a strong precedent in One Piece Season 1 with a fundamentally changing the story for them was bringing the monkey the Gop Luffy's grandfather into the story to so raise the stat complicating Luffy's relationship while giving Kobe a more organic part of future development under their listening. Introducing the bro would not have and be a radical movie by one address. It truly not makes sense to introduce Hima as current spirit stuck in the Floriana Triangle. A One Piece season continue to be difficult to have, offering glimpses of new character and scene that fewer decide to watch. A return of the Straw Head pirate soon. However, fans were sent into work frenzy before the premiere of One Piece season show and oppressive while fans are waiting for Broke to make his live-action debut long before Taylor Banity and Major a cameo in One Piece season 2 show. Fans recognize as a familiar face in only a place show from a character originally introduced after his series time skip, suggesting the live-action adaptation might be longer than many anticipated. In a recent One Piece Season 2 short video from the Indonesian news website N28 that day, there was a scene featuring the Burma revealing that he will make a surprise came in the live-action series. Watching the swellhead frightening the Loguetown, our video is no longer available. One Piece fans could not help but react on the Reddit and other social showed being where he began to admire. His actual manga debut was in One Piece Chapter 5 did not have a very sad life in the East Blue and a chill. The day he decided to become a pirate after witnessing Monkey Luffy's determination and bravery in Loguetown. Despite being a rocky pirate, quickly made his way across the Grand Line, becoming a fan-favorite character for his obsessively devotion to piloting. This excisiveness made many readers identify with it on a personal level, and they considered him the embodiment of One Piece's fandom as the story. He became one of the Strong Hair's most hilarious ally, even sitting in one of the One Piece manga's cover. Many stories Willy Brew's cameo made just subtle new manga later at show hope for he production. I used to thinking considering the backstory of a character who won't have a significant role until dozen of act later. However, One Piece Season 1 made some changes to the story, giving more relevance to a character like Rap, which mean it can't be completely rolled. That will have you extra second time in live action warrior. The Senjin Proto's production give us about to be pan that the characters like a book will also appear early in the live action. The Straw Hat Palette are about it to set sail in the live action. According to his One Piece's Season 2 will see the Straw Hat Palette finally embarking in Loguetown. Wonder they will travel to be new local and confront Mackenyu Dancer. However, they are also a character they were previously featured. Super will also become iconic members both in the original manga and him. Chopper was a ranger who accidentally ate a devil frog that transformed him into a human hybrid creature. Former lead assistant to be Dr. and his research Chopper Sophie Nami and Sandy from an attack from evil boss Willy. After his mission, Chopper would become a member of this drum had died and have some iconic moment of his own. Charithra One Piece is a part of larger narrative known as It Island. Will also be included a One Piece Season 2 show include Reverse Whisky Peak the Guardian. Charithra's season will focus on the team itself, unlike how a season was. A Season 2 will open after Loguetown, which sees many pirates wanted to get revenge on Philip from Season 1. These episodes will see the return of Buggy the Clonia, who was trickled by the Luffy and defeated in Orange Town. However, he has since made an alliance with a pirate Alvida to be in life his revenge. These art will also introduce his smoker witness gold rowers that which fueled his interest in the One Piece. He also teased at the end of Season 1 with a wanted posture seeking the high reward as smoker might again in Season 2. The rewards Monjanda I will see the introduction to his secret via work organization led by Mr. Thie's organization is a sand syndicate helping to saving the kingdom like that based at Albaska Kingdom. Miss and Mr. N plan to use the massive well known as a labor to be fed among the people. However, meanwhile Whisky Peak will see the Straw Hairs in a new Havana to where they are celebrated similarly to a long park. However, with a bar work agent who know how to go about extra heads are faced with a more problem. This also introduces new real world with the 7 different tree and much more specifically it's Sierra. That means Ness there is actually the princess of the Arvesta little Guardiana will introduce this to the United a character Dorian Broy who has previously seen in the Season 2 destroy herself to bits stop Jordy and Obrogi from fighting one another as they have been knowing its warrior. Furthermore, a W will become a permanent member or destroy his following Thea Whiskey Yard. Given how One Piece into True will handle his story, it's likely that some element from the will be rifted in religion. How her fans can still expect the important point from each to play out as originally presented. Christopher is a freelance entertainment writer and critic. When he isn't writing, he enjoys reviewing and analyzing movies, TV shows, and everything related to pop culture. He holds a bachelor's degree with a minor in digital media and journalism, a passionate fan of Percy Jackson, animated films, and television series. Christopher also shares his thoughts and updates on Instagram. As for One Piece Season 2, fans can look forward to the introduction of several beloved characters who will play major roles throughout the story. One of the most anticipated newcomers is Tony Chopper, the adorable reindeer who gains human-like abilities after eating a devil fruit. Chopper's debut takes place during the Drum Island arc, where the Straw Hat Pirates search for a doctor to cure Nami after she falls seriously ill. This storyline is one of the key arcs that will be adapted in Netflix's second season. Season 2 will also cover the Reverse Mountain, Whisky Peak, and Little Garden arcs, expanding the Straw Hats' journey through the Grand Line while focusing on the growth of the crew and their relationships. The upcoming season features an exciting and action-packed storyline as Luffy and his friends continue exploring the Grand Line. Along the way, they encounter powerful new enemies, mysterious devil fruit users, and unforgettable allies. With so many new characters and storylines, Viewers may want a simple overview before diving into the new season, and this guide is here to help. Below, you'll find everything you need to know about the release, story, cast, and latest updates. The announcement of One Piece Season 2 came as little surprise. The first season became one of Netflix's biggest hits, topping the platform's global streaming charts for weeks after its release. It even outperformed several established Netflix originals, proving that a live-action adaptation of a beloved manga could succeed despite years of skepticism surrounding the genre. Netflix managed to achieve what many believed was impossible. It transformed one of the world's most challenging manga series to adapt into one of the biggest television success stories of 2023. Both longtime fans and newcomers embraced Monkey D. Luffy and his lovable crew as they set sail in search of the legendary One Piece treasure. After defeating the fearsome fishman pirate Arlong, the Straw Hats are finally ready to continue their adventure. Here's everything we know so far about One Piece Season 2, including its story, cast, production, and release updates. There is both good news and bad news regarding the development of the new season. The good news is that the producers have confirmed the entire script for Season 2 has already been completed, allowing pre-production to move much more efficiently. The bad news is that production was delayed due to the Hollywood writers and actors strikes, preventing filming from starting as originally planned. Fortunately, those strikes have now been resolved, and production on One Piece Season 2 is officially underway. Given the overwhelming success of the first season, it was always expected that Netflix would continue investing in the series. In many ways, Season 1 served as a redemption story for Netflix's live-action anime adaptations. Previous projects received mixed or negative reactions, but One Piece broke that trend by earning praise from both critics and fans around the world. Although a full trailer has not yet been released, Netflix shared a special announcement video featuring One Piece creator Eiichiro Oda. In the video, Oda thanked fans worldwide for making the live-action series an international success before confirming the exciting news everyone had been waiting for: the Straw Hat Pirates will officially return for Season 2. Oda also revealed that one of the franchise's most beloved characters, Tony Chopper, will finally make his live-action debut in the upcoming season. The core Straw Hat crew will return, led by Iñaki Godoy as Monkey D. Luffy. Emily Rudd will reprise her role as Nami. Mackenyu returns as Romero Zoro. Romero Gibson is back as Usopp, and Taz Skylar returns as Sanji. Several important characters from Season 1 are also expected to return, while casting is officially underway for many of the new characters who will appear throughout Season 2. The next chapter of the Straw Hats' adventure promises bigger battles, unforgettable new faces, and even greater challenges as they continue their journey across the Grand Line. The Baroque Works organization plays a major role in the Alabasta saga. This powerful criminal group is made up of skilled mercenaries and dangerous outlaws, each with unique abilities and motivations. One of the most intriguing characters introduced after the Season 1 finale is the mysterious man seen in the post-credit scene, Captain Smoker. As one of the most complex characters in One Piece, Smoker has an unwavering hatred for pirates. He is determined to bring every pirate to justice and believes they should all answer for their crimes. In the live-action series, Smoker is portrayed by Callum Kerr. Another important character joining Season 2 is Dr. Kira, the brilliant doctor from Drum Island. Her story is closely connected to one of the Straw Hat Pirates' most beloved future crew members, the human reindeer hybrid, Tony Chopper. Chopper's arrival is one of the biggest highlights of the upcoming season and marks a major turning point in the story. Among the latest casting announcements, several exciting additions have been confirmed. Brendan Murray joins the cast as Brogy, while Werner Coetzer plays Dory, the legendary giant warriors of Little Garden. Their appearance expands the world of One Piece and introduces fans to some unforgettable characters. Season 2 is also expected to tease several major figures who will become important later in the story, including the pirate warlord Crocodile and his trusted partner, Nico Robin, who eventually becomes a vital member of the Straw Hat crew. If the live-action adaptation continues to faithfully follow the original manga, Season 2 will begin with the Loguetown arc, the final stop before the Straw Hat pirates enter the Grand Line. Loguetown is famously known as the place where the Pirate King, Gul D. Roger, was executed. While preparing for their journey, the crew encounters Captain Smoker, who relentlessly pursues them as they set sail into the Grand Line. Once they reach the Grand Line, the Straw Hats' search for the legendary One Piece treasure is interrupted when they meet Princess Nefertari Vivi of Alabasta. Vivi asks for their help in saving her kingdom, which has fallen into chaos due to the schemes of the pirate warlord Crocodile. The people of Alabasta believe Crocodile is their hero, unaware that he secretly controls the criminal organization known as Baroque Works. Fans may recognize this name, as the organization was briefly referenced during Season 1 when Zoro was nearly recruited before joining Luffy's crew. With the live-action One Piece Season 2 premiering in just a week, excitement among fans has reached an all-time high. One of the biggest recent discussions has been the reported runtime for all 8 episodes. It is important to note that Netflix has not officially revealed the episode runtimes. Therefore, any claims that the streaming platform has confirmed them should be treated as rumors. However, the reported runtimes appear to be credible because they closely match information recently made available through official screening listings and other reliable sources connected to the release of One Piece Season 2. One of the members of Baroque Works has likely gained access to the information, or someone has already contacted them to set the stage for future events. Fans will also be excited to hear that each episode is expected to have an additional 30 minutes of runtime, giving the story more room to breathe. The announcement of One Piece Season 2 doesn't come as much of a surprise. After all, the first season quickly became one of Netflix's biggest hits. For 2 consecutive weeks following its premiere, One Piece topped Netflix's global streaming charts, even outperforming several record-breaking titles. It's clear that Netflix subscribers around the world, or whether they were longtime fans of Eiichiro Oda's legendary manga or completely new to the franchise, fell in love with Monkey D. Luffy and his lovable Straw Hat crew. Now that Arlong has been defeated and Luffy has officially set his sights on the Grand Line, the search for the legendary One Piece treasure is about to begin. Here's everything we know so far about One Piece Season 2, including its release updates, cast, story, and new characters. There is both good news and bad news regarding the development of Season 2. The good news is that the producers confirmed that work on the second season began early, allowing much of the pre-production process to get underway ahead of schedule. The bad news is that production was delayed due to the Hollywood writers and actors strikes. Filming couldn't officially begin until both labor disputes were resolved, pushing back the overall production timeline. Considering the enormous success of Season 1, it's easy to understand why Netflix is continuing to invest heavily in the series. In many ways, the live-action adaptation served as a redemption story for Netflix, especially after several previous anime and manga adaptations received mixed or negative reactions. Unlike those earlier attempts, One Piece earned praise from both longtime fans and newcomers alike. If Season 2 maintains the same level of quality, fans can look forward to another exciting adventure. Although we're still waiting for a full trailer, Netflix has already shared a special announcement video to reassure fans that the beloved cast will be returning. The video featured the iconic transponder Snail from the One Piece universe, thanking viewers around the world for making the live-action series such a massive success. Fans can expect the core Straw Hat crew to return in Season 2. Iñaki Godoy will once again lead the series as the optimistic and fearless Monkey D. Luffy. Emily Rudd is set to reprise her role as the talented navigator Nami, while Mackenyu returns as the master swordsman Romero Zoro. Romero Gibson will once again play the sharpshooter Usopp, and Taz Skylar returns as the passionate cook Sanji. Several marine characters from Season 1 are also expected to return, including Vincent Regan as Vice Admiral Garp, Morgan Davis as Kobe, and Aiden Scott as Helmpo. Fans should also expect the return of several familiar villains, including Jeff Ward as Buggy the Clown. Casting has officially begun for several important new characters who will play major roles in the upcoming Arabista saga. Among the most significant additions is the criminal organization Baroque Works, a mysterious group made up of assassins and mercenaries. Each member operates under a unique codename and many possess powerful devil fruit abilities, making them some of the Straw Hat's most dangerous enemies. Another major character joining the story is Captain Smoker, who was teased during the Season 1 post-credit scene. Smoker is one of the most memorable Marines in the One Piece universe, determined to bring pirates to justice. He relentlessly pursues Luffy and the Straw Hat crew throughout their journey. Smoker's trusted partner, Tashige, has also been cast and will accompany him during the Arabista storyline. Joining the expanding cast are several key characters from Drum Island, including the Doctors who play an important role in the Straw Hat's journey and the introduction of a future crew member. Perhaps the biggest casting announcement so far is the actress who will portray Miss Wednesday, a character who becomes incredibly important to the story. Without revealing major spoilers for newcomers, she is one of the most significant figures the Straw Hat Pirates will encounter during their adventures. Additional casting announcements include actors playing the Giant Warriors Dory and Brogy, along with several other fan-favorite characters who will make their live-action debut as the story continues to expand in Season 2.